Mr. Burns had done it, the power plant had won it, with Roger Clemens clucking all the while. Mike Socha's tragic illness made us smile, while Wade Boggs lay unconscious on the barroom tile. We're talking softball, from Maine to San Diego, talking softball. Mattingly and Canseco, Ken Griffey's grotesquely swollen jaw.
Okay, welcome to episode 2 of Dump on the Ump. My name is Joel. I am coming in from Champaign, Illinois. Also is...
My name's Sam. I'm up in Vermont this week. Jesse, the third of our team, isn't here today because he's camping or some shit out in Colorado.
Yeah. So
doesn't really have his priorities straight, that one, I don't think.
Nope. Does not bringing it in for the team here on our second podcast ever.
Yeah, there's no I in team, but there is an I in camping, apparently.
Yeah, and like an amp or something.
Yeah. There's no I in amp, I don't think.
Oh, damn. So we're on our second episode. I wanted to thank everybody who listened to our first episode. We got some good comments on the interwebs.
Is there any way for us to see how many people actually listened into the podcast?
I can't tell exactly. We've had about 80 hits on our website. We've had about 60 views on our YouTube channel. So at least 50, probably more than that.
Right.
You know, maybe as many as 100, but yeah.
How many times did you just listen to it yourself?
Like a lot. Like I listen to it a lot, yeah.
5 or 6 of those are probably me, I think.
Yeah. So somebody's listened to them, and we know at least I've listened to it, and you've listened to it. So, but we've got some people. Let's see here on Twitter. Thomas from Seattle. He tweeted us. He told us that made a mistake. Blowers for Seattle was a third baseman, and I think Jesse said he was a shortstop.
Catcher, I think.
Catcher. So Jesse was wrong about that.
Yeah. Thanks, Thomas.
Appreciate
that, especially if you're telling Jesse he's wrong.
Right, yeah. Anybody who tells Jesse he's wrong when he's not here gets bonus points. My friend Dirk on Facebook, he really liked our theory of the Washington National Socialists.
Oh, weren't they Nazis?
Nazis? The Washington Nazis. He also liked the St. Louis Cyborgs.
Oh, yeah.
He says that, he wrote, there's no conceivable world in which the Cardinals have employed anyone who is more than 23% human since the 1970s.
Dirk, don't worry. There's plenty more conspiracy theories to come. That's pretty much all I got at this point in the season.
I think we'll have lots of conspiracy theories. Yeah. He also said that there is a novel. It's called The Great American Novel, about a team of misfit pro baseball players who are communists, and they get caught and outed in the 1950s. So, not quite a story about Nazis in baseball, but there is a novel about communists in baseball.
Right. It's called The Great American Novel?
Yeah, by Philip Roth, who did Portnoy's Complaint. And then Joe Schmo from an outer borough commented on the blog, I agree with whichever one of you said a one-game playoff series is absurd. It's comparable to holding a round of golf with 15 holes, or eating a PB&J sandwich with no jam and fecal matter in lieu of peanut butter. P.S. I'm pretty sure Jose Canseco is Cuban.
Really?
Yeah, and he's right. Yeah, Jose Canseco is Cuban.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe
Schmo. Yeah, good stuff. So, listen to us on YouTube. You can listen to us on our website, We're going to set up an RSS feed. Yes, my wife, Robin, just reminded that's in the works.
Okay. What's an RSSP?
RSS feed.
It's a podcast.
Feed.
I don't know. It's a podcast.
It lets you share MP3s.
It lets you share MP3s.
So people can
Makes it easier for people to like subscribe. They can. Yeah.
post your audio there.
For those of you who don't know me, I know almost nothing about
I am
tech.
learning it on the fly. We are not tech savvy.
Not our strength.
Not our strength at all. But our website, dumpontheump.wordpress.com. You can listen to the podcast there. And you can also follow us on Twitter at dumpontheump on Twitter. So
On Twitter. But we don't have a Facebook page, or at least not yet.
Not yet, no. I've been posting on my Facebook page. You guys posted. We should get our own Facebook page. Ooh.
I don't know. It seems like a lot. It's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot of maintenance. Social media.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Part of the price to pay for social media empire.
Yeah. We should get one of those.
Yeah. It's on the to-do list, I think.
Yeah.
So how's baseball going?
Baseball. Well, it's a pretty good week, I guess. When were we talking last? Last Thursday? Last Wednesday?
Last week, yeah.
Sometime last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of probably the more exciting stories of the past week, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Since the trade deadline, they traded for David Price, right? Troy
Yeah.
Tulowitzki.
Tulowitzki.
A couple other guys who I don't know. And they don't think they've lost a game in 2 weeks.
Right, they are just crushing everybody.
Yeah, and they've scored something like 80 runs.
A
in the
million
past
runs.
games,
I think
something like that.
I've looked it up on the stats. I think they've scored 1 million runs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost a million at least.
Yeah.
And they swept the Yankees, which makes
Which is
me
good.
really happy because I really hate the Yankees. And it was a 3-game series, and they held the Yankees to 1 run over 3 games,
Yeah.
which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Because they're also a pretty strong offensive team. Despite being terrible douchebags.
Yeah, right now I am all on the Toronto Blue Jays bandwagon.
Yeah. You're heading north of the border.
I am headed north of the border. I'm probably going to regret it at some point.
Yeah.
But I am happy to be a bandwagon fan of
Right.
of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, yeah, and they've been so terrible for so long. It's kind of nice to see another one of these teams kind of come out and be competitive. That hasn't been in a really long time.
Yeah, longest
They
way.
won the World Series in like '93.
93. Yeah. Well, when we talked about last week, they've got the longest playoff drought of any team in
yeah.
baseball.
And no one corrected us on that, right? We can
No,
assume
and I
that's
think that's correct. I think we are correct about that one.
good.
And I think it was Jesse's observation that they're in it to win it this year.
Right.
Like
Well, they have been for the past few years.
Right.
Like when they bought the Marlins there that one year. We talked about.
Yeah,
this
we
last
talked about that. No, yeah.
time.
What is that a regular thing that happens in baseball? Like, well, how regular is it for like you ship like a pod of players that's so huge that it might as well be the entire team?
Well, the Red Sox did it. The Marlins did it. I feel like Tampa Bay maybe was at the start of that trend. Or because, they had all those... No, not Tampa Bay, sorry. Florida. Might
The
have
Marlins,
started
yeah.
that.
The Miami Marlins now, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, back when they were the Florida Marlins.
Back in the
not
day.
this one.
Back in
Yeah.
the day when they were the Florida
Because they had those couple Super Bowls, couple World Series wins, right? And then they
Yeah.
completely blew up their team directly afterwards every
Right.
year. Although I don't know if that all went to one team or if that was spread out over a number of different trades.
And how much of that is like financial? I mean,
Well, it's all financial for them, I think.
what? Yeah, yeah,
That's a pretty small market team.
yeah. Which is weird. I mean, Miami, Cuba,
Yeah, baseball.
baseball. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I think that they're not necessarily small market by necessity. Because they did have that
You think
year
they're
where
just,
they spent
like,
all
cheap?
that money. And they
Yeah.
just gave that, what's his name, Stanton plays for the Marlins, right?
Yeah,
Correct, huh?
Giancarlo. Yeah,
And they just gave him, like, the biggest contracts ever. So they have money. They just don't necessarily spend it on their baseball team.
yeah. They spend it on fish tanks.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Giant fish tanks. And huge mechanized fish that swim up in the stadium when they hit home runs. And they have a fucking water slide at that ballpark, too.
that is a good use of your cap money, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to get, a number 2 starter, or are you going to get a fucking water slide? Let me tell you what I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no. Everybody ought to make that decision. Water
Yeah.
slides.
Or something of that nature, you know?
Start a petition. Yeah, no, it would make going to baseball games way more exciting.
Sure. Like a fireman pole would probably be cool also.
That'd be cool. Or just,
I don't know what team would have that one, though.
I don't know. I'd be. What? I'd be into laser tag. I think.
Oh, yeah. Or paintball.
Like, you know, 7th inning stretch, you go into the laser tag room and play laser
Yeah.
tag.
Grab a beer, go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
play around the laser tag,
Yeah.
and then go back to your seat.
I think that might be financially a good idea for some of these teams, especially Oakland, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Philadelphia.
they're very frugal, that team.
Yeah, that's not Moneyball. Moneyball would not be investing in laser tag.
Yeah, no, totally. They're smart about their investments. I think more so than most teams.
Yeah. So okay. So Toronto.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
They're
Get back
six.
to it.
No. Yeah. They're now only a game and a half behind the Yankees.
Right.
They've got a crazy run differential. They're like plus 120 or something run differential.
Yeah.
Because they lose a lot of close games. They're 9 out of their last 10. And Robin just said, when is Drake gonna get on the Toronto Blue Jays bandwagon?
Is he not already?
Is he should be.
He's from Toronto, right?
Yeah, and he's huge in Toronto Raptors basketball. Like he gets all the
Oh, yeah.
front row seats. So I feel like
Here also.
what?
Justin Bieber, is he from Toronto?
He's Canadian. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
from Toronto. They're mayor. They're crack smoking mayor.
Still around?
I think he's still legally the mayor. I don't know. That would be.
Mayor you are.
Is he still the mayor?
I don't think he is.
I don't know.
I don't think he's in jail. He's not the mayor anymore.
They can't.
made him
They
stop-
can't get rid of that
They made
guy.
him stop being the mayor.
They made him
I'm pretty
stop being
sure.
the mayor, says Robin.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably good.
But then
They
he
should-
can be their like official spokesman.
They should make him be the Toronto Blue Jays booster number 1. You know.
Yeah. How could you do this? Like instead of a HGH, they're just taking a lot of crack and they're just taking a lot of crack to get no runs.
Yeah. Right.
It says incumbent. I don't know. In office? No. They kicked him out in 2014.
Yeah.
He's no
Well,
longer.
they would've had to, I think.
He's no longer the mayor.
The thing about what was it? I was watching MLB Network the other day, and they were talking about the Blue Jays, and they have like 3 guys who have like 25 or more home runs at this point in the season. Like
Yeah.
Batista's got like 28, Donaldson's got 31. I want to say Encarnacion has like 25, something like that. Is
Yeah.
that
Okay.
the right name?
I'm checking. Well, I know Bautista.
We'll just let it fly. Someone will get us on Twitter after the fact.
Yeah. But they've all hit them right now too. That's the other thing. Like everybody is hitting at the same time.
Yeah, well, no, Donaldson's been leading the American League in home runs like the entire season, pretty much. Or he was at the All-Star break. I think maybe Mike Trout has more than him now.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is true, but also Albert Pujols, I feel like, has a shitload of home runs.
Yeah, he does. I don't know. I'm checking right now. So Donaldson's got 31. Bautista's got 26.
Oh,
Encarnacion's got 21.
Oh.
So
Well,
yeah,
it's still a lot.
that's still a lot.
Yeah.
Russell Martin's got 15. Chris Cholebolo, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's got 10.
Capuliello.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they have Mark Burley? I didn't even know that.
I don't even know who that is.
He's a White Sox pitcher.
Well, he's a Blue Jays pitcher now,
Yeah,
apparently.
Blue Jays pitcher now. Troy Tulowitzki. Oh, he must only have. Oh, Troy Tulowitzki has 3 home runs in 12 games. Gotcha. That makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. As a Blue Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're crushing it on all levels. Donaldson's got 943 OPS. Encarnacion's got 824 OPS. Tulowitzki 847. Bautista 873. So you've got 1, 2, 3. Right now you've got like 7 guys above 800 OPS.
Yeah.
So they're hitting baseball.
They're really good at baseball right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the only question is really, it's like, how does that transfer into the next month and a half of the rest of the regular season? Because shit gets cold up there, you know? towards the end of the year.
That's interesting, yeah.
And cold weather is not necessarily great for power numbers. So.
Right. But they also held the Yankees to 1 run over 3 games. So
Right.
So that's going to
that
hold.
That was so good.
I mean,
So
the great thing about cold weather is the other team's got to play in cold weather too.
It's true.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel good about them finishing strong. I feel like they made the right moves at the trade deadline, and you know, are kind of set for the rest of the year as far as making a push, assuming everyone stays healthy.
Yeah.
You know, the Yankees, who are in first place now in the East, they didn't make a whole lot of moves at the trade deadline. No big moves anyway.
No, because they didn't expect to. How many games have they lost to the Blue Jays in a week?
3, I think.
That's it. They were doing good before they lost.
Well, no, they were up 5.5 games going into the series.
Okay, so
4.5.
yeah, well, they got swept. So right,
They got
yeah. So now they're down to a game and a half.
Right.
Yeah.
And no one's playing today. There's like no games on today.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, not very many. You're right. Just a couple. Okay, so let's talk about NL.
Okay.
For the next 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
So there were a couple of big NL series this weekend. The Pirates swept the Dodgers. Hold on.
Sick.
Yep, waiting. The Pirates swept the Dodgers, and the Cubs swept a 4-game series with the Giants.
Really?
Yeah, the Cubs, it's the first time the Cubs have swept the Giants in a 4-game series since 1977. So fun fact of the day. And now the Cubs are in control of that second. We talked about the number 2 wild card spot, and the Cubs are solidly now in control of that number 2 wild card spot in the NL.
Oh, after the Pirates.
After the Pirates. The Pirates have the number 1 spot. And the Pirates, if they were, hold on,
not in the same division as the Cardinals.
as the robot Cardinals, they'd be in
first place.
The Pirates have the 3rd best record in Major League Baseball.
Right, and the second best in the NL.
And the 2nd best in the NL, yeah. So if they were in any other division, they'd be ahead by quite a bit.
Man, that sucks for them.
That really sucks for them.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to go on record as saying that Andrew McCutchen is awesome.
Yeah, he is really good.
Yeah. I
feel like the Central has been the powerhouse division because they had 2 wild cards last year, didn't they? Wasn't it?
I think Cardinals and Pirates. Yeah.
Cardinals and Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Wait, and who was first?
Cardinals. Pirates.
Oh, and Pirates in Cincinnati last year, right? Or 2 years
Cincinnati hasn't been, maybe 2 years ago. Cincinnati hasn't been very good for a couple of years now.
Yeah, because Giants were a wild card last year.
Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't realize this. Kansas City and the Giants were both wild card teams last year.
Right.
So we had two wild card teams in the
I
World
feel
Series.
like the wild card wins a lot of World Series.
Because it's luck. Like, luck becomes super important in the playoffs. Right? You're only playing, 10 games, 10 to 14 games.
Right.
So if you get hot, you get hot. If your pitching's good, your pitching's good.
Right. I also feel like teams that are like set up to win a bunch of games in the regular season are not necessarily set up to win in these short sort of series.
Yeah.
Or these long series, I guess.
Like, you mean a 7-game series?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
if you have a team that hits, we have 3 guys who are hitting over 30 home runs, that doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot in the playoffs because it's only a few games,
Right, yeah.
And anyone can be cold for a few games.
Anybody can get cold for a few games. Anybody can get really hot for a few games.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, if you have a team, though, that's, like, designed to score 4 or 5 runs a game and, like, have really good bullpen, you might not win all the games during the regular season, but if you can get in the playoffs, you're, like, in a really great position for that. Because that was Kansas City last year.
Yeah.
And that's, like, been the Giants' model for years.
Right.
It's essentially since Barry Bonds left, is, like, to be, like, scrappy, well-managed team that can kind of hold the amount of work against them and then score enough runs to win.
You put yourself in the position to be there at the end, and then you just need a little bit of luck.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. One thing I asked, I asked on Twitter, are we in the height of NorCal versus SoCal sports rivalry? Because I feel like, shifting over to the NL West, the Giants and the Dodgers, they've had a rivalry going, they've got a long-term rivalry, right? That goes back to Brooklyn, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the last, 4 or 5 years, they've both had good competitive teams.
Yeah. It's been fucking for real, dude, that rivalry. Because people are, like, getting beat to death.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You go outside Dodger Stadium wherever the Dodgers play, and there's, like, knife fights, like literal monkey knife fights going on in the parking lot.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah.
It was when that monkey escaped from the zoo.
It
Started repping the Giants really hard.
was very tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When good monkeys go bad.
When good monkeys go bad. But the other thing, so, like, the Dodgers won the NL West last year.
Right.
But the
And
Giants
then
won the World Series.
Right?
What?
They lost to the Cardinals, right?
That sounds
first
right.
round?
Yeah, yeah. Well, who did the Giants beat in the first round?
The Giants beat the Pirates for the wild.
For the wild card, right. And then who won the East? Who won the East?
What?
Who won the East?
Washington, I want to say.
So they must have beat Washington.
And then they beat Washington.
Yep, they beat. Yep. Giants beat Nationals. Cardinals beat Dodgers.
Right.
Nationals have the best record in the NL. 96 and 66.
Last year.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have that, but you also have the NBA with the Golden State Warriors and the LA Clippers.
Right.
And that's one of the, at least, most entertaining NBA rivalries.
Are they rivals, though?
Oh, they really don't like each other. There's some...
I honestly don't follow the NBA.
Yeah, they really like Clippers and Warriors. It's fun to watch because they don't like each other. They get physical when they play each other. The Warriors are better. Were better this last year, but
like way better at basketball.
Yeah, way better at basketball. Yeah, like scary good at basketball.
Yeah, frighteningly good at basketball. Those guys.
But yeah, Bay Area sports.
Okay, so And then, Oakland and the Angels? I feel
Yeah.
like that's not much of a rivalry.
Not right now. No,
Yeah.
not really.
And then, what is it? The Kings, right?
In hockey?
Yeah, third, the second hockey team.
San
in
Jose
California.
Sharks. I don't know hockey, but yeah, there's San Jose.
San Jose?
Yeah, San Jose Sharks.
You think they're rivals?
I have no
Sharks and
idea.
Kings?
I don't know. I don't know anything about hockey. I know the LA Kings have been good at hockey for a while, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's interesting. We should get into hockey, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic.
Hockey season again.
What'd you say, Sam?
So maybe when it's hockey season, we should start talking about hockey.
Yeah. Well, no, hockey is like the sport I don't follow at all. But the Blackhawks, the Chicago Blackhawks, are like multiple champions now.
Yeah, they're good.
Everybody around me like starts freaking out in May and June because the Blackhawks are winning at hockey, and I'm like, I don't understand what you guys are talking about.
Like, don't you know it's hot outside finally?
Yeah. Why are we on ice? Don't you know that NBA playoffs are going on?
Yeah.
Like,
that's like the dark time of the sports year for me. Like, I got nothing because I don't do basketball or hockey, and so there's this period in between when football ends and spring training starts where I just play a lot of ping pong. I guess I don't know. I got nothing going on that time of year.
For me, it's the end of it's end of college football, but like February, like after the Super Bowl. Until really opening pitch, because I don't really get into March Madness right that much.
Right.
But for me, the dark time of the sports season is like end of football, basketball. Like the NBA's got a super long regular season, and February is like the super boring. Nobody cares what you're doing in February. Part of your season.
The regular season in basketball isn't so long, but the playoffs last like 4 months.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. Literally every team in the NBA makes it to the playoffs, despite, maybe they've only won 10 games in the regular season. And then they all play like 10-game series, and they only play once every 3 days. It's terrible.
That's why it's the best. Best postseason, NBA, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's fun. What it does, I'll tell you this. And then we should go to commercial in like a minute.
Okay.
I like NBA's playoffs because you don't get a team that gets lucky and wins it. Which I don't know if that's a plus or minus. I mean, maybe is that one of the advantages of baseball's playoffs, that a team can get lucky and win.
Yeah, that is. That's one of the great things about it.
That does not happen in the NBA. You cannot get lucky. You can't be a 4 seed and get hot and win the championship.
Because you have the Golden State Warriors are playing the Nets, and it's like the Nets were about 500 and the Golden State Warriors never lost a game, and they just blow them out every single game. It's ridiculous. In baseball, there's a chance that everyone can win.
Right.
And that makes it exciting. But, everyone's kind of moving towards that expanded playoffs model. They're talking about it in the NFL, too.
Yeah.
I think they may actually have decided on that in the NFL.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna pause this.
Pause it.
And go on commercial and get another drink. And then we'll talk more playoffs after the break.
Do we have commercials?
We will.
Nice. Yeah, we should make commercials. That's what we should do. For random ass products.
Stay tuned.
Oh, you hadn't pressed pause yet?